Good day and welcome to the Carrier with IFTA Training 2. My name is Andy, and today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to get set up for the account, create a load, and then how to deal with the waypoints and get your quarterly tax report. So this morning, starting with admin, we will go to our preferences. We will go to IFTA, and we're going to make sure that we have our legal business name or doing business as, our IFTA account number, and the state we're registered out of. We're going to say if we're mass toll exempt, yes or no, and then validate empty miles. You have three default settings: load creation for the starting location, load completion for the starting location, or load completion for the finishing location. What will happen as soon as we enter a truck number, a suggested start location will appear, or at the end of the load, a suggested start location will appear, or a finishing location. In most cases, people use the load creation for the starting location. Again, as soon as you add a truck number to a load, it brings up this suggested start location. Once you have this information filled in, go to the bottom right, click Save. You are then going to go to Admin, you're going to go to Trucks, and you're going to make sure your trucks are set up correctly. So you do notice we have a red circle, a white X. This indicates this truck is not included for IFTA, and the ones with the green circles with a white check mark include that truck for IFTA. Click on the pencil to the right, and if you need to include that truck for IFTA, you will click on IFTA Form. You will make sure that the fuel type is selected and include this truck for IFTA, and the state registered is selected as well. You will then go down to the bottom right, and as soon as you save that, it will turn into a green circle with a white check mark including that truck for IFTA. Okay? Once you have your truck set up, then it's time to start creating your loads. It's quite straightforward. You have two different options, either new active or new pending. If the load doesn't have all the information, create it as a new pending load, or if your driver is not available or truck and trailer, but you want to create a load in advance, create it as a pending load. Once the driver is available, then you can change it to a open active load. Okay, so at this time we are going to start with creating a new active load. So pretty straightforward, starting to build a load. You will then put in your customer, all of the information for your customer. We're going to put in a rate. We're going to then select a driver. Apologies, a driver. And we're going to select, let's go with Ray Charles. We are then going to select a equipment type. It's going to be a boat hauling trailer. Okay, we are going to select our truck number. As soon as we select our truck number, in this case, because it's a very first load with this truck, the suggested start location didn't appear. And I'll show you that as we create our next load. So at this time, very first load in your ITS dispatch, especially for IFTA, click on the house to the right, to the left of shipper 1. You can put in the starting location. Let's just say he's in Barrie, Ontario, okay? And the truck's starting ODO. In this case, if you guys do not want to use your truck's odometer reading, don't bother putting anything here, just leave it as 0. And the system will auto-calculate from city center to city center. But in this case, I am going to put the truck's starting odometer is going to be 10,000. Let's click OK, and now I'm going to go and we're going to start picking up a load. We're going to send that driver to Beacon Bay Yacht Sales in Penetangwisheen, Ontario. We're going to select our date and time, and it is important to use our dates and times as as correctly as possible. Always keeping in mind your shipper always has to be ahead of your consignee. If your date for the consignee is ahead of the shipper, it's going to put the consignee ahead. Okay, so use your times and dates to sequence the correctness. So even if I don't know quite the time, but say, I roughly would like that driver to be at his pickup for 7:30 a.m. But again, if you don't want him to see that, just uncheck mark show time. He won't see it on his load confirmation. But for your sake of your IFTA and the sequencing of everything, use your dates and times that sequence it correctly. We are then going to go to the consignee and we're going to send him to Viking Yacht Sales in New Jersey. We are going to select a date. I'm going to say he's going to be there on the 12th. And select a time as well. We're going to say 6 a.m. And we are now going to go to the bottom right and click Save. As soon as we have created our load, so now we've got the driver, he went from Barrie, or his home address, then he went to Penetanguishene, Ontario to pick the load up, and then he's going to go deliver the load in New Jersey. Okay? We are now, for the purposes of the IFTA, going to go back inside of that load, and if we wanted to create a rate and load confirmation for the driver, we could just click print and send him a copy of it. But in this case, for the purposes of IFTA, now again, we want to make sure we have a suggested start location is trucks ODO, or again, if you did not want to use that, just keep it as 0. Okay, so we went empty from Barrie to Penetanguishene, Ontario, and then to New Jersey. The next step for IFTA, now once we have the load created, we have this window called Waypoint. We then can click on Waypoint, and here is our load. We have Barrie, Ontario, Penetanguishene to New Jersey. At this point, we do not have any miles in there, so what we're going to quickly do is go to the left-hand corner, click on Run Miles. Manually adjusted miles will be lost if you continue. All manual adjusted miles will be lost. Click OK to continue. We're going to say OK. I have no manual miles in there at this point in time. So what we see here is we've got from Barrie to Penetanguishene to New Jersey. You have 38 empty miles from where he started from to where he picked up, and then we have 676 loaded miles. If you wish to see the direction or the route that it took, it's just going to show you the states it went through. You click on the pencil. It's going to show that we went through Ontario, New York, PA, New Jersey. If that is all good, just click Save. And then you can save again and continue on. But in this case, now we're going to start adding some deviations or some stops or even the fuel. Okay? You would then go up to the top left-hand corner, click Add a Stop, brings in this line. I am then going to make a deviation here. I'm going to say from Barrie to New Jersey, he didn't go through Buffalo. And that's what that trip is indicating. It looked like it ran through Buffalo. I'm going to add a stop, just to add something different to it. I'm then going to select the date. I'm going to say on the 11th. At this point, I don't know the odometer. I'm going to put a 0. I'm going to select the country as being USA. And I'm going to say that trip, he ran it through Detroit. Okay. Couldn't cross the border with that big boat through Buffalo. He had to go through Detroit. So we're going to say Michigan. I'm going to select Detroit. And I'm then going to take that and I'm going to put it in the right place. There we go. So I just moved that stop up. So now I have Barrie, Penetang, Detroit, and New Jersey. Let's just go, for kicks and giggles, run the miles again. Okay, so we have 38 miles empty from Barrie to Penetang. From Penetang to Detroit was 310. Just click on the pencil. I see I have 306 of Ontario, 4 miles of Michigan, bring me into Detroit. And then we have from Detroit to New Jersey, clicking again on the pencil. I see I went through Michigan, Ohio, PA, New Jersey. All happy with that, click Save. So, now at this point in time, we can either click Save, continue on, should have just cleared that out. There we go. Sorry. Okay, and it brings me back in my load. So at this point, if I wish to add my fuel, I can go up to the top, click on Waypoint, go add. I'm not clicking it well enough here. Oops, sorry. So I'm going to add a fuel. I'm going to select the date. So I'm going to say I bought some fuel on the 11th. I'm going to select 0 for the odometer because I don't know it. I'm going to select Canada. I'm going to say I bought some Ontario fuel. And I'm going to say I bought that in, let's go, London. You got to select from the drop down, so I'm selecting London. I'm then going to click on the fuel pump to the right. Click here. The receipt date is going to be on the 11th. Say my receipt number. The station. It's a Husky. I'm going to put in liters, that's to gallons. The volume, I'm going to say 500 liters. Fuel type is diesel. Currency is going to be Canadian dollars. And I'm going to say, let's say 1500 and click save. Okay, so now I've saved my fuel. I'm then going to enter that fuel stop to where it belongs in the trip. So I'm just going to put that up here between Penetang, and it's going to route it as well. Okay, I'm going to add one more fuel stop, select the date, and I'm going to say on the 12th. I'm going to put in the odometer. At this time I don't know it, so I'm going to put a 0. I'm going to put in the country is going to be USA. And we're going to say we bought some, let's go, let's go to New Jersey. Buy some New Jersey fuel. I'm going to say something Jersey City. I'm going to click on the fuel pump, select the receipt number, station, it's going to be say a TA truck stop, gallons going to be say 200 gallons, US, let's say $600. And we are going to click save. Now again, I'm going to make sure I put this in the right area. So I'm going to say I went to Jersey City before New Gretna. Bring that up into place. There, whoop. There we go. Excellent. Now, once we have our stops in here, so we had our original start location, the shipper, I added a fuel stop, I added a stop through Detroit, so it routed it the right way, the fuel stop in Jersey, and the end location consignee. Click on Run Miles. Simple as that. It's going to run all of the miles, and it's going to route the truck the way it ran. Once I have done that, at that point in time, I'm going to click Save. That trip has now been saved, and I'm going to just exit out. Oh, let's save again, confirm. I have now saved, and I've created my trip. I've done my rate load confirmation. I've already done my IFTA. That trip is done. I can then go, I can complete that trip. My accounting department can go in, they can do their driver pay, the invoices, etc. It's now time to create my next trip. Then when I create my next trip, click add a load, or new active load. Let's go with Andy's Dreaming. Again, we're going to put in a rate. Okay, we're going to select the driver. This time we're going to put Dave under the load. Select the equipment type, boat hauling trailer, truck number 100. So as soon as I clicked on truck number 100, it is bringing in the suggested start location from where that truck emptied out on May the 12th. Click in there, it goes in this little house with a red roof. Okay, and it brought the end ODO from the previous trip. Even if I didn't use the truck's odometer reading, it would self-calculate how many miles and it would put that end mileage in here. Okay, at this point in time, we're going to continue on with the rest of our load. Just click the trailer. We are now going to say the shipper is going to be, we're going to send him out to Florida, Viking Yacht Sales in Coconut Grove, Florida. So he's going to go empty. And we'll have him there on the 14th. Select my time, say 3:30 a.m. And we're going to have a consignee. This is a good one. My wife likes this. Andy's dreaming. He's going to end up in Penetang Machine, Ontario. And let's say he's going to be there on the 15th. Okay? You know, this truck is a quick truck. It can really fly. So anyway, we're going to be deliver that boat on the 15th, 6:30 a.m. Okay, then go click save. It's added my next trip. Okay, once we've got to this point, again, the dispatcher is just going to go in. He's going to go to the waypoints. Going to take a look. Well, okay, he emptied out New Jersey, went to Coconut Grove. He's coming right directly back to Penetang. There's really no extra stops. Well, let's make sure. Basically, all they have to do is just make sure I'm routed the right way. So I see he went from New Jersey to Coconut Grove. He ran up the eastern seaboard. So he ran New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and that's running it up 95 as Coconut Grove's near Miami. And then I'm going to look from Coconut Grove back to Penetang Machine, Ontario. I see he ran the eastern seaboard back. I'm going to say that wasn't the case, but I need to add a stop, just as simple as this. I'm going to put in a stop so it reroutes it the right way. I put in my stop. I'm going to say on the 14th, put in a 0 for ODO because I don't know it at this time. Click USA, and let's go, let's run it through Georgia. Let's select Atlanta. I am now going to rerun my miles. Simple as that. Click on the pencil. Let's just see which way it ran it. So now I knew, because I directed it up 75, or yeah, north on 75. I got the, you know, from Atlanta, I get Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, Ontario. All happy with that. Click save. Okay. At this point in time, if you have your fuel and you're ready to enter your fuel, just click add a stop, select your drop down, fuel stop, select the date. So let's just say, oh gosh, I did that incorrectly here, but let me just do something here. Let's wait a minute. I didn't resort this. My apologies, guys. I need to put Atlanta here. There we go. Okay, so Coconut Grove, Penetang, Atlanta. And let's correct the dates. But I didn't put it in there. I'm using the laptop, so my mouse is a little tricky right now. Sorry about that. So Coconut Grove, Atlanta, Penetang Machine, and here we go. We're going to add our fuel stop. We're going to say on the 14th. We're going to put in 0 for the ODO, select our country. We're going to select USA. We're going to select Michigan. Let's just type it in. There we go, Michigan. And we're going to say Detroit. Okay. Click on the fuel pump. Select my receipt number. Select the station. Again, this is TA gallons. We're going to say 300 gallons. Value $600. And click save. Simple as that. Make sure I've got that in the right order. Okay. So let's just put that in the right order. So from Atlanta. So we got New Jersey, Coconut Grove, Atlanta, just to route it the right way, Detroit, and then Penetanguishene, Ontario. Quickly run the miles. Simple as that. Your IFTA is done. Click save. Once that trip is saved, again, you can continue it on for purposes of doing your driver pay and your invoicing, so I can complete it. At this point in time, it is the person's job that does the IFTA quarterly tax report to go to IFTA, okay, and you can go to Waypoint summaries, just to confirm that you get your trips in there. You're going to select the quarter, select the truck numbers. Okay, we can see our trips are in there. We're all happy with that. You can actually go inside of the trip just to confirm. Okay, so I got Barrie, Penetang, London, Detroit, Jersey, then you ended up in New Jersey. Okay, and then your next trip always has to start from where the last trip emptied. So it emptied in New Jersey, went to Coconut Grove, Atlanta, Detroit, Penetang. My fuel's already been added in. I'm all happy with that. I can click save. Okay. Oops, let's exit out of there. Oh, by the way, sorry about that. Let's just give you a little bit more. If you use the truck's odometer reading and say you want to find out what the differences is between ITS dispatch and your truck, say the truck did 15,000 miles, you can see the difference is 977 miles that you're missing. So say in a quarter the truck, he bobtails around, gets service work done, all that. I can then go in and I can adjust the end ODO or the mileage and add some other miles to the trip, okay? I guess I could, in all cases, I can go add a stop. This is the end of my quarter. At the end of the quarter, I'm going to go say manual miles. I'm going to select the, let's just say the 19th. Again, at this point in time, I'm going to say 0. Country is going to be Canada. I'm going to select Ontario. And I'm just going to type in Penetang as well. I'm going to go into my pencil. I'm going to add the stop. So Ontario, say, what was that? I think I said 900 change, right? Say 900 miles. Save. Okay. It added those extra 900 miles to my my odometer reading. That way, when I do my IFTA, I just put it in my home state. Okay. So just keep in mind, IFTA wants you to keep track of each state breakdown from point to point, which the system is going to do because it's working from city center to city center. What it does not do is keep track of any miscellaneous miles, the truck going getting fuel, using the truck as a grocery getter, or going to visit the girlfriend, or bobtailing to get service work done. So at the end of the quarter, I added the extra 900 miles so that the the truck's odometer reading matches. Click save. Okay, so again, at this point in time, I'm going to exit out of here, and I'm going to go and run my IFTA report. So click on reports, select the type of report. I'm going to say my quarterly report. Okay, so it's on 2015 Q2. I'm going to select all trucks. Select the state or province, wherever the truck's registered out of, and I'm going to generate. And it's going to open up my IFTA quarterly tax report. Okay. We're going to open it up. Okay, so this is what a quarterly tax report would look like. Okay, you want to make sure that you have the right tax period. You have your company information in, your IFTA account number. And then when you're looking over the form, you want to confirm the correctness of the information that you have in here, because this is the information you put in here. You have the load, the amount of miles that the truck has traveled, the amount of fuel that you've put in, and you have the average fuel mileage based on these two numbers. 13.7 miles an hour or miles per gallon would be good if it's probably a pickup truck. Tractor trailers are generally getting probably 4.5 to 6.5 miles a gallon as a fleet. You can get probably a little bit better, but not on an average over the fleet. So this is a key indicator if the report's within reason. So 13.7 miles or 70 miles per gallon is telling me I'm probably missing fuel. So I'm just going to go and take a look. And I'm going to look at the report. So while looking at the report, your home state or province will always show up at the top. So I'm seeing how many miles I've done for my whole fleet. I've gone through Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, California, Delaware, Georgia, Idaho, etc. Okay? So just confirming that these miles are correct to the best of your knowledge. Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Manitoba. Okay? So again, you want to make sure that the report is printing out correctly. If it is, you're going to go up to the top left-hand side, click on the printer, print it, and fill it in, send it off to the tax department. Keep in mind, some states are electric filing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this form and you're going to take the information that's been provided and transpose it onto the electronic filing. Okay? All right, so that's pretty simple for your IFTA quarterly tax report. Let's exit out of there. You have a couple other reports in which you can print off. You have what's called a road use report. And this road use report will cover you for the 4 states in which you need to file for separately. Okay? New York, New Mexico, Oregon, and Kentucky are 4 separate filings. They're not the IFTA filings, but it is, again, it's a road use report that we print off for your, for your purpose only. Okay, so it just takes all the miles that trucks have done and showing you, well, I've got New Mexico miles, I got 1119, 469 in New York, I have 0 miles in Oregon, and 606 in Kentucky. All right, pretty straightforward. Again, this is for your purpose only, so let's exit out of there. That now is the road use report. So we've covered the quarterly tax report. You can print them off as many times as you need to. If you have to go in and revise it, make sure you get everything caught up properly. Again, you have your quarterly report, your road use report, and now we've got a couple other reports for your purposes. And that's like the fuel summary report. This is going to show me all the fuel that I purchased. Okay, again, it's going to open up as a PDF printout. And again, this is for your own purpose. Show me truck number 1005, truck number 100, and all the fuel that's been purchased for those particular trucks. Okay? And again, all this is for your purpose. Let's exit out of there. The next report is a estimate current quarter. So say I'm halfway through the quarter and I want to see where we're at. I can print it off. I can look at all trucks. Again, it's going to open up a print preview through Adobe Reader, and it's just going to give you just to where you're at this point. Okay, so again, you get a couple of key indicators. Either you're missing a bunch of miles and you have all the fuel entered in, or you're missing fuel. Okay, those are the 2 biggest things that will show up. Exit out of there. Again, that's your estimated current quarter. Okay, we do have a monthly mileage report, and this again is for your own purpose. So let's go May, all trucks, and I want to see it broken down. This is going to open up through an Excel spreadsheet. So let's click OK. Again, this is for your own purpose. Okay. there we go. This is what a monthly mileage report would look like through Excel. Showing me truck 100, all the states that it's traveled through, and all of truck number 1005. Let's exit out of here. And exit. There we go. All right, so that's for your monthly mileage report, and that pretty much covers you for your reports. Again, you have the report types: road use report, fuel summary report, estimated current quarterly report, and your quarterly report, monthly mileage report. All right, that pretty much concludes us. Mind you, we have a couple other things I'd like to show you that our system has. Let's go over to the IFTA again. Let's go to the Waypoint summary. In our Waypoint summary, when we select a truck, we have a feature here to the far right. It's another Excel spreadsheet. It's going to open up again in Excel. Okay. And this Excel spreadsheet is going to show you your 2 trips that you have done, okay, and the total amount of miles for you. So if you needed to see all the trips, this is the way to do it. All right, and that is through Waypoint Summary. Clicking on the X, you get that Excel spreadsheet. All right, another form that we have on individual loads. So in this particular load, I want to see a breakdown on an Excel spreadsheet. Clicking on the green X to the right, again, opening up in Microsoft Excel. It opens up another form for you to see. Like this truck number 100 shows me the starting location, shows me each individual point, you know, the shipper, a fuel stop, a stop, and again, this is so it routes the truck correctly. And again, that's for your own purpose. Okay, so again, to the right-hand side, inside of the individual waypoints, you do have this green X in which you can print off just this trip and this trip only, so you can see the breakdown. Okay, so at this point in time, that pretty much concludes us for our Carrier with IFTA 2 training. If you should have any further questions, please feel free to give us a call, and we'd be more than glad to help you out. There is other types of loads in which you can create, like an LTL load or multiple driver load, or where a driver picks up the load, brings it to the yard, and then goes and does another load and comes back and picks up another load. At that point in time, when you have loads that are not like standard loads and you have questions about it, please pick up the phone, give us a call, and let us know, and we'll be more than glad to help you out. So again, thank you for participating in the Carrier with IFTA training, and have a great day.